Location, place, region, human environment interaction, and movement all make up the 5 themes of geography. The first, location, is comprised of 2 types, absolute and relative. Absolute location is the exact location that may be expressed through latitude and longitude. Relative location is the location in relation to another and may use directional words. The United States is north of Mexico. North Carolina is near Kentucky. The United States is west of the Atlantic Ocean. All of those would be relative location. The place can be described as the personality of the location. The place is what makes the location what it is. Different types of descriptions for place would include language, culture, food, clothing, buildings, people, climate, religion, entertainment, how people dress, what people do, how people act. A region is an area that is described by certain similar characteristics. The unifying or similar characteristics can be physical, natural, human, or cultural. For North Carolina, we have 3 regions within the state: the mountains, Piedmont, coastal plain. Sometimes region can be defined with boundaries, but oftentimes it's not, because it has to do with a human characteristic that defines a region, such as religion. Human environment interaction is the 4th component. Human environment interaction examines how people and their environment affect one another. 3 key questions to ask when deciding if it's human environment interaction would be the following. How do people depend on the environment? An example of that would be using the land to farm, or using the Nile River for farming and water and travel and transportation. How do people adapt to the environment? How do people dress for the climate? How do people build their homes in order to protect themselves from the elements? And lastly, how do people modify the environment? Building a dam would modify the environment to provide a lake upstream and controlled water downstream, and maybe prevent flooding downstream. Lastly is movement. Movement is how people, products, and information and ideas move from one place to another. Oftentimes we think of movement as something obvious, but movement throughout the centuries have varied and throughout different parts of the world. So movement is significant. How do people move? Do they move through planes, boats, or camel caravan? How do products move? Are they moved through trains, truck, or trade even? And lastly, the movement of ideas. How are ideas spread? New ideas, old ideas, information, news. Are they spread through the mail, through the internet nowadays, or even word of mouth? How does the idea of new religions spread throughout the world?